All right, welcome back to Media Day. This is Mike Quinlan with the Bearcast. We're going to spend some time with head coach Butch Pedersen. Butch, this is always just a great day just to see the parents and the guys in their game uniform, but it's a start of what's going to be coming up. Every year there's something different that we aren't going to expect. Last year you made it through with one home game. How do you plan for this year?
Well, we certainly hope that doesn't happen again. It was probably one of the most unrealistic things I'd ever witnessed as a head coach. Playing one home game during the course of the season was ridiculous. But it is what it is, and it was what it was. So now we got to go forward, and that's why God put the nose on the front of your face, not on the back of your head. Let's go forward and let's see what happens. It's a great day for the cheerleaders to be here as well. They put a lot of time and effort into this. And Rhonda does a great job with them, and I'm just pleased that they're part of our family, our football family.
Well, and speaking of family, obviously the jerseys are going to reflect the numbers 71 and 54 down at the bottom of Oliphant Street. There's a gorgeous 71 and 54 by Bear Paw. Just comment a little bit about that.
Oh, it was a tragic situation with two former West Branch football players, and I think that our kids really felt a lot of, togetherness as they fought through that, and we hope that we can honor both those two gentlemen in a positive manner, and I think we've done that, and we want to continue to do that. With the numbers on their jersey, I think it's going to happen every single game.
All right, and now we look forward, as you always say, we got a game here coming down in a couple of weeks. The team, obviously, the most important thing is the chemistry that you build, and that's what your spring practice or your fall practice here is all about. How do you see this team's chemistry going?
I think it's outstanding. I think that they worked hard in the offseason. Brian Rohrbach did a good job with them as far as the weightlifting is concerned, and they get along well. They're very young. We have, I think, 15 juniors and seniors on the entire team, and we have 30 fresh soft kids, so it's really a very young football team, but they're a young football team that's very coachable, and if you have that, you have the coachability, they'll improve, and I think that's what's going to happen. But West Branch better be really careful that they really support this team, because we're throwing some kids out there that haven't even shaved yet, Quinny.
Yeah, you're going to be young, and obviously, I just looking at the team, you can tell the difference that Brian has made with just the muscle and the strength, even of the smaller kids.
Yeah, the smaller ones, the freshman class needs to get bigger. They're still really pretty small. The upperclassmen, the 15 upperclassmen, I think have done a good job, and the majority of those are juniors as well that have grown. There's no doubt about it.
Well, and then we focus on the schedule that the state dealt you this year. They didn't do you any favors. A lot of ranked teams. One of the teams we're going to see for the first time is out of Waterloo. It's always interesting when we've never played a team before. But, yeah, we have a loaded schedule.
It's just ridiculous, quite frankly. I'm going to be real honest with you. We need to have a little better look at who we're putting in districts. They stack this district, and there'll be teams at the end of the season who should be in the playoffs that are not because they knocked each other out, and that's not the purpose of district football, and I'm not real happy about that, but it is what it is. You can't make excuses. We're going to have a tough schedule. We're going to get better. We're going to play one game at a time, and it starts with Lisbon, a great football team, probably one of the teams that are favored to win the state. We're a 1A team right now, and we're one kid away from being an A team. If one kid would have been gone, we'd have been an A team this year, but we're not. And the Waterloo Columbus is a great football team. They're going to be a super football team. So those first two games are going to be extremely, extremely difficult, especially from the standpoint that we're young.
Well, and then you get into district play, and obviously Regina's been a playoff team. Mediapolis has been a playoff team, so it doesn't get any easier in your district.
No, it certainly doesn't. And the days of Durant and Wilton being poor football programs are over. They're not poor football programs. They're good football programs. We played a good second half last year against Durant to win that game. And I know Wilton, I've talked to Ryan a few times, and he said his team is going to be vastly improved as well. So we don't have any cupcakes.
Yeah. And obviously, what we always at West Branch hang our hat on is the defense to get us started out at the beginning of the year. The defense, The offense takes a little time to come around, but how do you see your defense shaping up?
They're running the ball extremely well, though. I think we have some good hitters. We've really stressed the fact that football is a violent sport. And if you're not a tough kid and you're not violent, you probably don't belong down here. And I just want to we call this group the chosen few, because these are the kids, in my opinion, who really care about their classmates in this school district. They're down here battling and fighting, but they're also going out for other sports as well, and I think that's vital. There's no room in a school West Branch's size to have kids just go out for one or two sports. We don't want to do that. We want to encourage everybody to be multi-sport.
Yeah, and this year, I mean, you have 7 seniors. I'm not sure if you've ever had in your 30-some years a senior class that is that small. But that's part of the issue of what you're talking about is kids not going out.
Yeah, we don't want to encourage kids to specialize. We can't do that, and that's going on some at West Branch. You cannot specialize. You need to go out for every sport that you possibly can and help your classmate in that particular sport, and then maybe they'll go out for your favorite sport and help in that regard too.
And as far as summer camp going, how has the heat been? How's the practices been?
A couple 3 days was pretty bad, to be honest with you, but it's gotten better. We moved the time slots back a little bit to help the kids out, but it's going to be fine. We might play that way on a game night. It might be 90-degree game time, so we better be ready that way.
All right, so we're with head football coach of the Bears, Butch Pedersen, getting ready for Lisbon coming up in a couple of weeks. So Bear fans, get ready, and please come out and support these kids because they've been out here working their butts off, and they could use your support. So go Bears.
Peyton Miller, senior, wide receiver and corner.
Cash Woody, senior, wide receiver and safety.
Miles Hansen, senior, tight end, inside linebacker.
Brady Hunger, senior, tight end, inside linebacker.
Cole Bailey, guard, senior, middle linebacker.
Seth Franzoni, senior, offensive, defensive line.
Gavin Hills, senior, offensive line and linebacker.
Drake Berry, senior, offensive and defensive line.
Carver Belk, junior, quarterback, safety.
Kinnick Belk, junior, wide receiver, and safety.
Evan Striegel, junior, tight end and safety.
Aiden Shields, junior, wide receiver and cornerback.
Wyatt Federlin, junior, fullback and linebacker.
Andy Henson, junior, running back, linebacker.
Jackson Kalberg, junior, O-line, D-line.
Aiden Dingbaum, junior, O-line, D-line.
Kale Seidel, sophomore, wideout and DB.
Holden Arnman, I'm a sophomore, and I'm a corner and a wideout.
I'm Logan Graves. I'm a sophomore. I play wide receiver and linebacker.
Jake Swisher, sophomore, wide receiver, linebacker.
Aaron Marsh, sophomore, running back, corner.
Trenton Schutte, sophomore, tight end, linebacker.
Braden Sexton, sophomore, wide receiver and safety.
I'm Malik Gooseman. I'm a sophomore. I'm a running back, and I'm a middle linebacker.
Shay Farmer, sophomore, fullback and middle linebacker.
Logan Wright, sophomore, O-line, D-line.
Alex Heidoff, sophomore, linebacker, fullback.
Max Lodge, sophomore, O-line and D-line.
Isaiah Franzoni, sophomore, O-line, D-line.
Reese Trepanier, sophomore, center and linebacker.
Connor Rios, freshman, quarterback.
Hi, I'm Jared Ellison. I'm a freshman. I play running back.
Caden Green, freshman, wide receiver.
Ethan Miller, freshman, wide receiver, corner.
Reed Brook, freshman, receiver and linebacker.
Sullivan Brook, freshman, tight end, linebacker.
Nate Hills, freshman, wide receiver, defensive back.
Timmy Hosier, freshman, wide receiver, D-back.
Tate Franz, freshman, O-line, D-line.
Dylan Sheely, freshman, O-line, linebacker.
Ian Nelson, freshman, O-line, D-line.
Dylan Kazaskis, offensive lineman, linebacker, and punter.
Jackson Marcy, freshman, O-line, D-line.
Cole Crossway, freshman, O-line, D-line.
John Hirschman, I'm the varsity offensive coordinator. This is my 9th year with high school and
13th year overall counting junior high.
Tyler Bailey, I coach the defense. I've been here for 10 years.
Jason Pedersen, offensive line, defensive line, 4 years.
Kevin Braddock, offensive backs, defensive backs, 6 years.
Chet Wisniewski, assistant offensive line coach, offense and defense. I've been here, this is my 3rd year.
Roger Suckamel, and I coach the receivers on offense and outside linebackers on defense. This is my 2nd year.
Luke Posivio, fresh off head coach, 4th year on the staff.
Brian Belk, fresh off offensive coordinator, 2nd year on staff.
Tim Shields, fresh off linebackers and running backs, fresh off scout team quarterback, 2nd year.
Dane Zuniga, 2nd year O-line, D-line coach, fresh off. Thank you.
Brian Rohrbach, strength and conditioning, 4 years.
Brad Heidoff, team doctor, 11th year.
Hi, I'm Annie Bauer. I'm here with the senior cheerleaders, and today we're going to talk about our upcoming season, and we're super excited to cheer on the Bears, and we're looking forward to having a great season and looking forward to promoting an awesome community and cheering on the fantastic Bear team. I'm Lauren Braddock.
I'm Madison Hovansik.
Go Bears!
I'm Andy Atkins. I'm a senior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader. I'm Madison Hovansik. I'm a senior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader. I'm Lauren Braddock. I'm a senior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
My name's Annie Bauer. I'm a senior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Clara. I'm a senior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader. Yay! I'm Carly Staker. I'm a junior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Emerson Thomas. I'm a junior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader. Hi, I'm Gabriella Rushton. I'm a junior, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Peyton Braddock. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Kettler. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Bailey Gallegos, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Miley Shields. I'm a freshman, and I'm a West Branch cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Berry, and I am the West Branch cheer coach, and it's all about the sparkle.
All right, we're back here at West Branch Bear Football Media Day 2021 with Coach John Hierseman, the offensive coordinator. Coach, talk about the differences of coming in from what you had last year to this year offensively. Obviously, different quarterback. What's going to change for you this year?
Quite a bit changes, and that's how it is every year. But I coach the quarterback, so a new quarterback coming in is always a challenge for me. The kid's played, Carver has played quarterback as a freshman, but as a sophomore he started for us as a receiver. So he did some drills in that, but he really wasn't involved in running the offense. So we have to kind of start back from square one, and he's done an excellent job. I mean, the kid is a great leader, not only verbally, but he leads by example. Nobody works harder than Carver Belk.
And to that point, offensively, me and you both know it starts up front every single season, no matter what. Talk about the 5 guys and some, what you got coming back and what your expectations are for those guys.
Yeah, real high expectations for the line. I'd say right now we've got 7-8 guys that could play on that front line. And the average weight is, it's somewhere in the 200, 220 range, so there's good size up front. Some real good leaders up front, Cole Bailey and Drake Berry that played there and started on the offensive line last year have done a really good job leading the other guys. Aiden Dingbaum is a kid that did not start for us last year, but he made tremendous strides in the weight room. Strong as anybody we have. He's going to do a great job too, as well as the other guys.
Talk about kids like Peyton Miller and Cash Woody of now going into their 4th year in the program. How far they've come and what you expect out of those guys.
And they've been great leaders for the receiving group. You've been there. You've been an offensive coordinator, and you have to start from scratch every year with a lot of guys, and you teach them the route tree. You teach them the basics. But with guys like Peyton and Cash, they've played it before, so you can get into the little details on not only what is this route, but how do you run it against this defense or that defense, and they get that. And they also help teach the younger guys that are at their position, so it makes my job a little easier with those guys.
A couple more. Who in camp so far? You're only a couple weeks in, but has anybody stood out in the last 2 weeks in camp to this point?
I mean, Andy Henson stands out. He's one of our biggest kids. He's also one of our fastest kids. I mean, he's just a physical specimen and such a coachable kid. I mean, I could tell him to go play the line and he wouldn't blink and he'd just go do it. But I mean, he's our best running back and he's going to be our workhorse this year. A great leader. But beyond that, what's kind of cool this year is we've got other guys that'll carry the ball, including Carver at quarterback. You know, he's a dual threat quarterback. He'll run the ball. Peyton Miller at receiver. You know, we'll put him in motion. We'll give him the ball. Wyatt Federlin, Kinnick Belk, they'll be at different positions where they're getting the ball too. So teams hopefully can't just key on Andy. We'll have a lot of different offensive options.
And then lastly, outside of football, Gavin's going to Central to play football at Central College in Pella. You know, talk about what that means to you, and you know, as a father and his coach, you know, and what you're looking forward to about that.
That'll be so neat, and he reported Wednesday, and I've talked to him every night, and it's just neat to hear what he's doing there. I mean, they're starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they get back to their dorms at 10 o'clock at night. Position meetings and things. So it's going to get to a point where he's going to learn so much there that he'll be teaching me things, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's a proud moment for your kid to go to college anyway. But you know, he played the position that I played, and he's gone to a level above what I did, mostly on his own account with his own hard work. You know, so really proud of the kid, and it'll be a fun experience for him. It'll be a really neat experience for me to get to watch him there.
Absolutely, and he'll play alongside Billy Freese, Jacob Graves, and Cale Federlin up there too, which is pretty awesome. So good luck to you, Coach. You're doing a great job, and it's going to be a fun season.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Jared.
All right, I talked earlier on Media Day 2021 here at the Little Rose Bowl with Drake Berry, and I talked about the obvious height disadvantage he had with me being taller. This is not the case here. Standing above most people. Luke Posivio, if you didn't know, our fresh soft head coach this year. He takes over his first year with that title. What has the transition been like mentally for you and things that you're preparing yourself for the season?
It's been pretty smooth overall. I've been a head coach in basketball for, well, this will be my 4th year as well doing that. So I've been kind of used to the head coaching role. And the transition's been really smooth as far as like with the staff. Our staff has stayed the same. We have the same guys on staff. It's just kind of different roles. So it's been a pretty smooth transition, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
Have you set the goals for what is this team? I mean, it's early on, but you've got to set some goals here and there, building up to a scrimmage next Friday and to a game the week after that. What are some of the things you're trying to accomplish with the team in these first couple weeks of preseason?
I always tell them, like, so 2 things is playing with great attitude and great effort, because those are things we can't coach. So I always tell them that's our goal night in and night out. If you have good attitude, you have a good effort, we'll be solid as far as gameplay. Football will take care of itself after that. So that's always goal number 1. And then offensively, we tell them that we have 4 to 6 what we call our bread and butter plays. Like, these are the plays that we can run. They'll be foolproof anytime we run them, and they work on that as well. So that's really what we want to work on offensively for next week's, especially in the scrimmage against Tipton. And then defensively, it's just gap responsibility, swarming to the football, playing with energy. It's really just making sure these guys have a lot of fun while learning the game is what the most important role of that fresh soft level is. So
you could tell last year as this team watched a movie down here on the football field. Remember Titans? In the movie it said we got 4 to 6 plays. It's like Novocaine will wear him down. He's still paying attention to that move, just like Novocaine, it'll wear him down. Numbers-wise, where is the team at for this year from freshman, sophomore? What do you have for numbers that you can use?
We are actually pretty, overall, I think 23 guys on the fresh soft roster, plus we'll have 3 or 4 sophomores that are on the varsity roster play down a few games this year. So, I mean, we're actually sitting real pretty with about probably 25 solid guys. And a lot of our positions, I think, you know, offensive line, we're probably 7 deep. All of our specials, I mean, we have so many running backs, wide receivers, defensive backs. Our defensive line's a little thin, but we have some our linebackers that can probably go down to the DN position if we need them to. So I think this is the biggest fresh soft team we've had since I've been here with, you know, 23 to 26 kids. So
what is how do you sort of divert authority or responsibilities with your coaches?
I always tell the guys, I was like, I'm the head coach, but I always feel like we have 5 head coaches on our staff. the responsibilities, I feel like, evenly split. You know, they come to me with an idea, and I'm just like, it's all you. Like, it's your baby, take care of it, whatever you think is going to work. So it's pretty split. I usually just try to hover. I have enough guys to cover all the positions for position work. Offensive coordinator's taken care of. I'll be the defensive coordinator this year, but obviously with Coach Hills having done that in the past, he helps out a lot as well. So it's pretty even across the board as far as who's doing what and who's responsible for what at practice and in games. So it's pretty nice.
And as a teacher in the district, you know, the school year starts here in 10 days. I think it's 9 or 10 days. Second half of the season, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to have a new look classroom. Is that correct?
I will. Second half of the school year, probably about halfway through basketball season, we'll be out at the new renovated middle school, the old high school. So it's pretty exciting to look forward to that. And we're bringing back J-term this year that we unfortunately lost that last year. So kids will have J-term in the new building right away. So it's just fun exploratory type stuff that they'll do for the first 8 to 10 days of school in the new building. So we're looking forward to that quite a bit.
Now, before we finish up, on a normal game day, on a Friday or a Monday when the Bears are playing, how are the students in your classroom reacting to that? Hey, we know there's going to be a game tonight, and we know Coach Posivio is going to be on the sidelines. How do they react and communicate kind of with you, banter?
It's definitely, especially you have the athletes that are younger in the grade, so 7th and 8th grade or younger, whoever I see. You have the athletes who are obviously super interested, and they're always asking a lot of questions about the game, what our plan is, what our game plan is, whether I think we're going to win or lose, and all that kind of stuff. But the banter with those guys, it's here and there, and you can definitely tell the energy is different. You know, you have the kids that really aren't athletes but love the social aspect of coming to Friday Night Light football games. They're always talking, oh, when are you going to be there? Are you going down to Main Street Suites before the game, this, that? So the energy is totally different in the building when there's a football game going on. So it's actually kind of changes on those football Fridays and Mondays. So
now with the freshman and sophomore players, what is one thing by the end of this season that maybe if we got back together again that you hoped was able to be accomplished?
Obviously, the first one is the kids have fun and want to come back and play again next year. I mean, that's kind of the big deal, especially at a small school like this. You want as many kids to come out and stay out as possible. So regardless of win-loss or who scored what, I just want to make sure the kids look back and say, yeah, I had a lot of fun this football season and I want to come back and do it again. So,
well, that's Luke Posivio, freshman, sophomore head football coach. Also coaches basketball. I mean, you can't really see why, but I know we're looking forward to watching you guys play this season, put in a wonderfully skilled and disciplined product on the field. It all stems down from the coaches, and it's going to be a fun season.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Steven, we miss you. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, he'd much rather interview with Steven than he would me.